Football Club Barcelona, Hansi Flick's Barcelona, the man in your mirror's Barcelona, the man in your mirror's Barcelona, Barcelona's Barcelona has actually eliminated Newcastle from the Champions League round of 16 stage. And they didn't just win, they actually won convincingly. They actually annihilated, trashed, in fact, demoralized the soul of Newcastle United. And Chelsea actually lost yesterday to PSG. They were actually trashed home and away. So the aggregate was actually 8-2. So I hate to. I hate to hate on Chelsea, but anyway, as a Barcelona fan, there's this actually subtle banter between, or subtle rivalry between Chelsea and Barcelona. So when they actually got trashed yesterday by PSG, they were actually expecting or envisioning that we actually get eliminated from the Champions League as well. But Barcelona fans say, Sulia, Charlie, welcome to the hardest takes. My name is the man in your just in case you don't know, I'm here to touch your soul.
He's the handsome baby. Charlie, listen.
Yeah, so Barcelona's performance against Newcastle, for me, on a scale of 10, I will actually rate it an 8/10. Basically because the performance in the first half wasn't all that good. Let me say it wasn't all that good. The performance in the second half was more like an improvement on the first half performance. And this season, Barcelona hasn't really been playing well in the first half. I don't know what Hansi Flick actually tells them when they get to the dressing room, because they come out in the second half and then play like their life actually depends on it. And one of the players who actually shows that it's Raphinha. He actually gives his all anytime he's on the pitch. Now, a few highlights. One has to do with Ben trying to bully Lewandowski. Now Lewandowski is actually old. So Ben was actually just bullying him left, right, center. Actually, it was even sad. Okay, so I want to touch on Elanga's performance. And Elanga has always been troubling us. I mean, we've met 3 times. The first leg, no, not the first leg, in the group stage. And we actually played at St. James Park. And he was actually causing us troubles, bro. In the first half, this guy was on the beast mode. He was actually causing us troubles on the right wing. And the first leg in the round of 16 stage as well, at St. James Park, he actually did same. But when he came to Camp Nou, he didn't really have a good game compared to the previous 2 meetings. Just that he actually scored 2 goals and they were all tappings. And he didn't have an extraordinary performance against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. In the first 10 minutes, you could clearly tell there was pressure on him, and the pressure kept on exacerbating. But after he gets in the first goal in the game, he actually started building confidence. And you see, I actually tweeted, Elanga. What did I write? What did I tweet? Let's see. Elanga. Okay, so I wrote, bro, Elanga is panicking at Camp Nou. The pressure on him keeps exacerbating. Exactly. So the funny thing is, when I tweeted this thing, a few seconds, and the guy scored. It was crazy. I just tweeted this thing, and the guy scored. Anyway, that was Elanga. But anyway, he actually did very well, but not a man of the match performance. He actually scored 2 goals, but they didn't do anything extraordinary. So let me touch on Gerard Martin. Charlie, that guy has actually improved very well. I mean, Hansi Flick actually introduced this guy last season to us, and the verbal crucifixion on this particular guy, was overwhelming. We actually kept on criticizing this guy, but Hansi Flick actually shielded him and actually knew what he saw in this particular guy. Bro, the guy has actually transformed from which word shall I use? Has actually transformed from a bad defender or a bad left back to an awesome left back or an awesome defender. So now he is actually getting plaudits for his performances. He's now being called Gerard Maldini Martin. And so for him, I also tweeted that, this guy's performance in this game, this season has actually improved very well. And let me see if I can see the tweet. Yeah, so I tweeted, Charlie, Gerard Martin has really improved. When a vast majority of Barca fans crucified him, Hansi Flick still shielded him, knowing he will be an asset to us in the future. Here we are. Definitely, he has actually been an asset to us. So yeah, the pass from Gerard Martin to Raphinha was actually splendid. And then the run from Fermin Lopez to see the space that okay, there's a gap or lacuna there. He actually ran into that particular space. And Raphinha also actually gave him the one-time ball and he actually scored. Charlie, purely to Gerard Martin. Very, very crazy guy. Yo, Marc Bernal is actually a very good player. And because of injury last season, we didn't see much of him because he was actually injured for the entire season. And so we didn't see what he can do. But the few performances that he actually put up was actually quite good. So we actually perhaps we didn't miss him because we had a replacement. Frankie de Jong actually came from injury, and we also had Casado. But this season, I mean, after his return, he actually replaced or he actually came for his spot because I mean, Casado is actually not having playing time anymore, and he is actually stepping in and actually putting in good performances here and there. So he actually did very well in this particular game. Got us a goal, ran into the space when Raphinha actually crossed the ball. There was a header, and then he actually scored a tap in. So yeah, the guy has been doing well, putting up very good performances alongside Pedri, the engine of the team. And for me, Charlie, the performance from FC Barcelona in the second half was actually crazy because we actually scored 4 goals. It's actually not novel because we actually did that to Real Madrid. So it's actually not new. It's actually not alien to us. But for me, I wasn't expecting Barcelona to score seven goals against Newcastle. I don't know if anything in the EPL has actually scored Newcastle 7 goals in the past 3-4 seasons. I doubt. But anyway, Barcelona did that. This is Barcelona we are talking about, more than a club. And they actually scored 7 goals at the Camp Nou against Newcastle. They actually got 2 back. And so for me, if I be Eddie Howe and Newcastle, I go tell the referee say, Charlie, no, this match there, we not go play again. So we did back. I mean, if the 4-0, sorry, the 5-2, the 6-2 was actually okay for them to actually tell the referee, say, actually, Charlie, we did back. We not go play this match again. So you go tell in boys, make them go back the referee, say, no, make them close the match because it would have been even worse. Because I think FC Barcelona actually kind of slowed down a bit somewhere, some way, somehow. But yeah, it was actually Raphinha actually had 2 goals, man of the match performance, 2 goals, 2 assists. A notable issue I want to touch on has to do with the sidelining of Marcus Rashford because he hasn't played in the past 2 games. And I don't know why Hansi Flick is actually not giving the opportunity to come in to replace Raphinha, especially when we had convincing wins. So, for instance, this particular game against Newcastle, we had already scored 7 goals to 2. We have actually scored 7 goals, and Newcastle has 2 goals. I mean, 5 goals difference. So, it wouldn't have been bad giving Marcus Rashford an opportunity to play in this particular game to actually build his confidence again. And because I feel sometimes he actually lacks confidence and it's actually having an adverse effect on his performance. But I mean, these are the kind of games, like I said, he should be playing to be able to boost his confidence. I believe that Raphinha should have been taken off. Lamine Yamal should have been taken off. So maybe Lamine Yamal being replaced by Rooney, because Rooney is also a very good player. That guy has to be given more opportunities to play. I hope he doesn't feel downhearted sometimes because the playing time or his playing time is actually not adequate or it's actually not enough for him. And so Raphinha should have been replaced by Marcus Rashford. Okay, so we are going to meet Atletico Madrid again. We've actually met a couple of times this season, and we are going to meet again in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I mean, they actually eliminated us from the Copa del Rey semi-finals. I don't know why we actually considered 4 goals against Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano. It was, I mean, if Barcelona could have just put one back, the return leg would have been a bit easier compared to 4-0 trashing and then we coming back to score 3 goals. And the 3 goals were not actually enough to send us to the final. Anyway, this is actually more like a revenge. So I'm not sure this time around we are going to dial for them to have a walk in the park at the Wanda Metropolitano. I'm not sure we are going to sit back and for them to have a walk in the park at the Wanda Metropolitano. So I just have confidence in the boys that this time around they will do better when they go there. And then Atletico Madrid actually comes to Camp Nou, we are going to have a convincing win, and then we get to the semi-finals. Hopefully. Anyway, I hope you have actually enjoyed this particular video. My name is the man in the mirror. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I am Audi.